What the fuck?
Strike first. Hey, this is the Out of Touch podcast. This is, I'm sorry, what? What was your name again?
Is this like a thing now?
What do you mean?
What do I mean? I'm Chris. That's Bill.
I'm Bill? Oh, shit.
Oh my god. Man, dementia.
It's not dementia. I got kicked in the head a couple times today.
Yeah, that happens when you watch a show about karate and then try to do the karate.
And to be fair, I did the karate before the show.
Me too.
Yeah.
But today we are watching, well, we're kind of reviewing Cobra Kai Season 4, but kind of just talking about the whole thing because we're kind of late to the party for this.
I'd say so.
Yeah, definitely. It was weird too because with this show, I had a friend. He was like constantly telling me, "You got to watch Cobra Kai," and I'm like, "Dude, I don't know anything about the Karate Kid movies. I've only seen the one with Jackie Chan and Jaden."
I can't believe that.
Which that movie really should be called Kung Fu Kid, but
I think it's called Kung Fu Kid overseas, but they just were like, no, marketing. It's got to be called Karate Kid. People know what that is.
Yeah. Anyway, so it took a while. Cobra Kai finally came on Netflix. Like the rest of the world finally watched the show, which was on YouTube Red, which was a fantastic name for a streaming service that doesn't remind you of anything at all.
Nope. Nothing NC-17 XXX rated about it.
Nothing.
Definitely not.
But yeah, ended up watching the show. Really like it. It's really weird to talk about because I think this show is really good, but also really stupid.
Just the setup of the show in real world is the most ridiculous thing, because you have a continuation of a long dead series of movies that was made for YouTube's attempt at a streaming service. If you just try to explain that to somebody, yeah, they made a Karate Kid sequel series on YouTube, you would just,
Why?
What the fuck? Now that it's on like Netflix, it feels like a real show.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, they made a Karate Kid sequel series. It's like, really, where? It's on Netflix. People are like, oh, cool, I'll check it out. But you say, it's on YouTube. People are like, what? YouTube? What? Red? Premium? What?
Yeah.
I thought YouTube was free. What's going on here?
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Though unlike you, when I was a little kid, I did watch some of the Karate Kid movies.
I don't know anything about any of the Karate Kid movies. In fact, I just found out there was a fourth Karate Kid movie.
The one with the girl, next Karate Kid.
Yeah, I just thought that was the third one for some reason.
I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
There was 4 Karate Kid movies. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, there's all this like Karate Kid stuff, and
Do you know about the cartoon?
there's a cartoon?
I don't think it lasted long, but there was a cartoon in the 80s.
Oh my god.
Because of course there was.
Yeah, so there's all this karate stuff, Karate Kid things that I don't know anything about, but I know this show, and I really like it. And part of me is like, I kind of like going into it without knowing the backstory, because they usually explain what happened before in the show.
Yeah, they show you clips and stuff from all the movies.
Yeah.
They give you enough. They kind of make me want to finally go back and rewatch some of those movies.
Yeah,
I still haven't gotten around to it, but I'm going to try to eventually.
maybe eventually, yeah.
I was going to try to do it before this most recent season, but I just never got around to it.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, this is 4 seasons long now.
Yep.
Short version is Johnny Lawrence, who was a bad kid in the 80s, beat up Daniel LaRusso, who was, I guess, the good kid in a karate tournament.
He's from New Jersey. That's all that really mattered.
Yeah, it's from New Jersey, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, they had a karate fight when they were teenagers. Daniel LaRusso beat Johnny, and that's kind of all I really know. Oh yeah, and Johnny's sensei was a bad man, and Daniel was trained by an old Japanese man named Mr. Miyagi.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's about it. Karate shenanigans ensued.
Yeah, so now it's like 50 years later, or
30-something.
yeah, it's a long-ass fucking time ago. Where, like,
Sure.
This stuff matters so much still to these 2 men.
These 2 men in their 50s.
Yeah, Daniel LaRusso is a car dealer guy. Like, he's got commercials on TV. He's, like, the local car dealer type guy.
Yeah.
And Johnny Lawrence is I guess an odd job handyman type of person.
Pretty much. Just barely skating by.
Yeah.
He
And
completely crashed and burned.
yeah, and pretty much a whole bunch of stuff happens. Johnny Lawrence meets a kid named Miguel, reopens Cobra Kai, and then craziness ensues.
Well, it does start out like the original Karate Kid because he saves the kid from getting beat up by bullies, same way Miyagi did for Daniel.
Oh, yeah.
And he becomes his mentor, an almost surrogate father figure, the same way Mr. Miyagi did for Daniel.
Yeah.
It's a deliberate mirror image of that relationship.
Okay. So I guess, like, that's what happened in original Karate Kid. So they just remade original Karate Kid, except kind of inverted. Because
Yeah.
Cobra Kai is, like, the good guy.
The bad guy is now the good guy, and the good guy is not the bad guy, but kind of the antagonist in the first season a little bit.
Yeah.
Until the real bad guy shows up.
That's true. And I guess we're going to mainly talk about, like, season 4, but, you know.
Just quick bullet points of the first couple seasons.
Yeah.
Because Johnny finds that his karate teachings are best suited for the misfits. And he basically turns a ragtag group of bullied misfits into marauding psychos.
Yeah.
Exemplified primarily by the kid Eli, who becomes Hawk.
Right. Who is ridiculous. Like, even in the first season, it's like he's this, like, shy, timid kid, starts taking Cobra Kai. Johnny Lawrence tells him, like, you gotta, like, flip the script because he has, like, a hair lip or something.
He's got a scar on his lip because he had a cleft lip, and that's a scar from his surgery.
Right. So then he grows a mohawk and gets a tattoo of a hawk on his back.
He goes all in on the Hawk thing.
Yeah.
And he just gets more and more aggressive as the first couple seasons progress, becoming almost an insane lunatic before he kind of snaps back to reality.
Yeah, and kind of only snaps back to reality because Sensei Kreese, who taught Johnny, comes into Cobra Kai, and he's even more hardcore. And
he also teaches Hawk to fight smart, and once he starts fighting smart, Hawk starts to realize, wait, nothing he's teaching us makes any fucking sense. This guy's a nut job. And he also has that like snap to reality moment where he's like, I am beating up my former friends with my former tormentors. Oh, I have fucked up.
yeah.
Once the guy that bullied you and harassed you is like giving you a high five as you pummel the people that were your friends, you've realized you've made some poor choices in life.
Yeah, indeed. And, like, the escalation of some of this stuff is, like, ridiculous. There's a fight in a school.
There's a fight in a mall. The school is like that. That was like I'd heard about that fight before I ever saw the show.
Yeah, so did I, and it's, like, ridiculous.
I know, but I kind of love it, though.
I know. That's the thing. The show is so ridiculous. It's, like, so stupid, but I love it. But it's so stupid.
That's
like,
fine.
It's like karate kids doing karate, fighting each other at school. I don't know. It's kind of like the show CW wishes they made in some ways.
Please, CW couldn't make a show like this.
Yeah,
There's no DC superheroes in it.
That's true.
Though there was a DC superhero named Karate Kid.
Wow, really?
Yeah, a Legion of Superheroes character.
Of course.
I know, right?
They're all the lamest superheroes.
And actually, if you look at the credits of the original Karate Kid, there's like an acknowledgement to DC Comics because they got like their permission to use the name Karate Kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Go figure.
It's so funny. Legion of Superheroes.
I
It's
know.
like, I'm get punched in the face, boy.
You know they're making a cartoon of that again.
Again?
Yeah, for adults.
For adults?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Brian Michael Bendis might be involved.
Neat. Why does every comic creator want to do Legion of Superheroes?
I don't know.
Like, do they, like, see something in it that, like, we don't?
I guess.
Like, I think all the characters are so lame.
They are lame.
Bouncing Boy.
Matter Eating Lad, though at least he's intended to be a joke.
Lightning Lad.
Saturn Girl.
Yeah.
Cosmic Boy.
Yeah, I was just like, you just think of a thing and put boy or lad or girl at the end of it, and you got a Legion of Superhero cartoon person. Well, whatever.
Solar Gal.
Solar Gal. Yeah, we should probably talk more about Cobra Kai.
Yeah, and karate.
Yeah.
In general. Martial arts.
Right. I guess one big aspect of the show is you find out Johnny has a son that he literally abandoned when he was like a little kid.
Yeah, he is a terrible father.
Like really bad.
Yep.
He is like a super douchebag at the beginning of the show.
It doesn't help that Robbie's mom is also shitty.
Yeah.
Like, he is just completely fucked on both ends with that.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, he starts out the show as a full-on, like, criminal, basically.
Yeah, he's like stealing stuff, and it's weird because Johnny and his son almost have like the most like positive character development throughout the show. Although his son has like a rough ride throughout like the whole show.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I mean, the high school fight, which we alluded to, he ends up like kicking Miguel, who is Johnny's student that Johnny saved at the beginning of the series.
And Robbie's kind of jealous of because he sees him and Miguel having a stronger father-son relationship than they ever did.
Yeah, kicks him off a like staircase, and Miguel breaks his spine.
Yeah, he lands right on like the banister too. That shit was brutal.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And I think that was the last season they actually did on YouTube.
Yeah, they only did the first 2 were released on YouTube. They made the 3rd season, I guess, with the intent of continuing that, but YouTube was like, "Look, we're not doing this anymore. You can take that somewhere else." And Netflix was like, "We'll take it.
Yeah.
Here's some money."
Exactly. Netflix is like, "Oh, this is already pre-made, and we get to just like
bask in its success."
Yeah.
It's a show that has a lot of buzz that not enough people have seen. We'll take it.
I mean, sometimes with Netflix, it's just like, "Oh, this is a really good show. Let us show 1 million more people it."
And it boosted the popularity of the show tenfold.
Yeah, definitely.
100-fold, 100,000-fold. Let's face it, most of us only first saw it on Netflix.
Indeed.
It's the truth. My brother, he watched it on Netflix, and then he got me to watch it eventually. Literally, he like put it on. He was like, "Let's watch it." I'm like, "Fine."
You're like, "I'll watch this stupid show about the old men doing karate."
And I was like, "Oh, that's pretty good. I'll watch another episode tomorrow or something." And then I just binged the first 2 seasons over a weekend.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a little over a weekend, but it still shotgunned them pretty quickly. And then like 2 weeks later or whatever, the 3rd season came out.
It's more or less what happened with me and my friend. He was like, "No, you got to watch it. It's on Netflix now." And I'm like, "All right, fine. I'll give it a chance. I'll watch the old men do karate." And then I was just like, that first episode was pretty good. Maybe I'll just watch another one. Oh, it's 2:30 in the morning. I'm almost done with the first season. I might as well just keep going.
And then they dropped on New Year's Eve, season 4.
Yeah.
And I watched like 5 the first day and 5 on New Year's Day.
Yeah, I got through season 4 in like 2 days as well. I mean,
they're like half-hour to 40-minute episodes for the most part, so they go pretty quick.
Yeah, and we're mainly just going to be talking mostly about season 4 and like a lot of like the development and stuff, but like, oh man, it was so crazy because like this whole season, even though Cobra Kai now is run by Kreese and Silver, and then Johnny is doing his Eagle Claw karate.
Eagle Fang.
And
Eagle Claw would make too much sense. Because eagles, they have talons with claws on them.
Right. And LaRusso has his Miyagi-Do. You're kind of rooting for the Cobra Kai kids most of this season. And even Kreese seems like he's getting better.
To me, it depended on the kid. This season definitely flipped the script on Tori.
Yeah.
Made Sam the aggressor more, though for her it's like understandable all the horrible things Tori did to her.
Yeah.
So you can kind of understand why she would suddenly take that position. But you see Tori's life is so freaking terrible that you can also see why she's the way she is.
Yeah.
And we've already mentioned Robbie and all his problems.
Right.
Then we also get a new Cobra Kai kid in that young kid, Kenny.
Yeah.
Who starts out as this like, oh, he's this nice, shy kid starting time at a new school. And he's getting bullied by Daniel's shitty son, who's now an actual character in this show.
Yeah, it's
and
so weird.
And he's just like a bastard.
Yeah, he was just like a little kid in the background playing video games for like the first couple of seasons.
I mean, he was barely in like season 2 and 3, I think.
Yeah, and then he had like a growth spurt, and it's like,
Lost weight too.
Yeah, that too.
I like Johnny's reaction to it. It's like, what did you switch to Whopper Juniors?
This is pretty good. But yeah, like Kenny was like kind of like the most interesting new character because it's like he like really was getting bullied like pretty bad, and then
Yeah.
you find out he has like a connection to Robbie because Robbie knew his brother when Robbie went to
Juvie.
yeah, and he ends up going to Cobra Kai, and then gets like confidence and stuff, and
Bloodthirst.
yeah, but fair's fair. He holds off because Kreese and Silver tell him, like, don't beat up anybody until the tournament. Like, save it all for the tournament. And, he does the clever thing where the kids start chasing him through the school, and then, like, he ends up getting them caught by, like, the teachers and stuff. And
he gets a few hits on him, though.
Yeah, and it's like, good, he got his revenge. But then, of course, at the end of the series, he has to beat the shit out of LaRusso's son, who I do not... Anthony. Yeah. And, like, of course, it's, like, kind of satisfying because you're like, oh, man, Anthony sucks so hard. But then it's like, no, Kenny, you're going too much. This is too much, Kenny.
He's got, like, a Joker grin at one point in that scene. I was like, oh, no. And Robbie sees, like, his bloodlust, and he's like, what have I done?
Yeah. I mean, like, Robbie already was kind of feeling like that, throughout the show. It's very interesting because it's hard. We're all over the place. But, it's interesting because, like, Kreese, I don't think he's, like, as bad of a guy as he used to be. Like, you could see, like, I don't know, his relationship with Tori and Robbie kind of was, like, changing him. Like, he has the moment with, like, Tori in the tournament where, like, Silver's telling her, no, elbow her in the eye, the ref won't call it. And he's like, do what you want to do, like, to her. And you're kind of like, oh, maybe Kreese is trying to be a better person, but, we'll talk about what happens to him at the end.
Yeah.
I feel like, too, like, throughout this, like, season, like, I felt like Cobra Kai was really, like, I was really rooting for him and everything, but then they had to remind you, like, oh, yeah, by the way, Cobra Kai senseis are evil assholes.
Yeah.
Like, especially, like, the last two episodes were, like, just in case you forgot.
I mean, Terry Silver was a psycho who tortured Daniel in the third movie, and he was, like, this, like, crazy over-the-top lunatic, and I love the explanation for why he behaved that way.
It's a very 80s explanation.
It's lots of cocaine.
Yeah.
I'm like, as soon as that came up, I was like, that makes perfect sense.
It does. I mean, look at him. He's got a ponytail. Of course that guy's doing cocaine.
Oh, yeah, especially in the 80s. Forget it.
I've never seen the movie, but I can only imagine he was wearing that Miami Vice, like, white suit with the pink shirt.
I don't think he wore anything like that, but he definitely had black hair.
Okay.
He had the ponytail, and he just seemed like an absolute loon.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Like, it's so over the top. When they introduce him, he's, like, living in a mansion. He's, like, playing the piano. He's like super rich.
He's got his insanity in check because I guess he went to rehab.
Yeah.
Oh man, how funny it would be in like the next season we find out he's like, oh, he's doing coke again.
Oh my god.
And he just goes full on nut.
That would be pretty interesting. Yeah, because when it begins, like, he wants nothing to do with Kreese because he's just like, you're an asshole.
You're always holding freaking the fact that you saved my life over me now.
Yeah, because they were in Vietnam together.
Yeah, they detail that flashback pretty heavily in season 3.
Yeah, it's weird because in season 2, it's like Kreese says to, like, Lawrence, like oh, after the events of Karate Kid 1, I re-enlisted in the military and did a bunch of special forces stuff, but then you find out, like, all that stuff was, like, bullshit.
Yeah, he's just like a drifter hobo.
Yeah, but then, like, you do find out, like, he actually was in the military, like, during Vietnam and had, like, a rough time during there. He was, like, a POW and all that stuff, so.
Had to fight his commanding officer to death.
Yeah, crazy commanding officer.
Who taught him what he knew about, like, fight martial arts and stuff.
Yeah.
But also then lied about his girlfriend's death.
Yeah.
That was pretty fucked up.
Yeah, that was fucked up. Like, it's a lot happens in this show.
Like, for the most part, they go out of their way to be like, look, even if you just stick with the fact that this character is just a complete monster or whatever, here's an explanation for at least why he became that.
Yeah.
Pretty much, largely, these characters are all three-dimensional people. They have layers. Tori's got reasons. Robbie's got reasons. Little Kenny's got reasons. The only person that doesn't really have any reasons, as far as, I mean, yet, is that, like, Kyler douchebag. He's just a dick.
Kyler is...
He's that
He's the guy that dated Sam in like the first season.
yeah, he's just like that.
Yeah.
He's like that
Yeah,
generic.
he's like just like rich kid asshole.
Yeah, but
Okay.
then again, maybe in like 20 years.
Oh my god.
Except he never got to be champion.
Yeah, maybe next season we'll find out like what his deal is.
Yeah, they'll flesh out his, like, I don't know, maybe he got abused too.
Yeah, it's weird. He's like the only character that, has been in all the seasons of the show that we really don't see too much of.
Well, he
like,
was
what his
kind of in
deal
the
is.
background for a while, and he only kind of came back to the foreground like last season.
Yeah. It's just like his character arc is he's an asshole, and then he went to Cobra Kai so he could continue being an asshole.
Yeah, he's there. He's there more to be in service of Hawk's story arc.
Yeah.
Because him joining Cobra Kai was kind of like that. Kind of planted the seed of Hawk's like face turn, to
Yeah.
use a wrestling term.
Yeah, because Hawk beat the shit out of him.
Yeah,
Because like he was Hawk's main bully, I guess.
well, one of them. Yeah,
Yeah. It's weird too, because like there are characters in Cobra Kai that like just like completely vanish. Some with explanations, like there's that girl like Keisha. Aisha.
Yeah.
That was in season 1
And two.
and then like she's not in season 3 at all, but
Yeah.
she showed up in this season.
Yes. Well, the explanation is justified. Her parents freaked out after the fight. It's like,
Yeah.
we're out of here. Moving. We're
Yeah.
done. We're out.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. It was like that was like the only girl in Cobra Kai until like Tori showed up,
Yeah.
and then there's like a new girl introduced in Eagle Fang.
Yeah.
I don't remember her name.
No, she's not in that much of it.
Yeah, she just kind of shows up at the end because like they're like we need a girl fighter for
Yeah.
the tournament because they're doing boys and girls now.
So we're gonna get this crazy debate chick who's
Yeah.
got like a bad attitude.
Yeah,
So it was hilarious when Johnny yelled at her to shut up.
yeah,
I don't know why, but they always manage to get good comedic timing with that. Quiet.
yeah. The one line that's pretty funny where he's like the only pronouns in this dojo are sensei and student. It's like those are nouns. Quiet. It's a pretty good thing.
Yeah. Sometimes kids need to be told to shut up. Like
Yeah.
when Daniel finally, like, he tried disciplining Anthony like his way, but when he realized that didn't work, he just snapped and disciplined him Johnny's way, told him to shut up, yelled quiet, and he snapped his fucking iPad in half.
I loved it.
That was great.
Like it was so good because it was just like he was like such a douche. Like,
Absolutely. You need it. Like, yeah, obviously you don't want Daniel to like hit his kid,
Yeah.
but you need something like extreme. So
Yeah.
him just smashing his iPad is perfect.
Yeah.
Just broke it over his leg. That was so good.
It was pretty interesting.
It's like, you'll never have another one of these again.
Yeah. Because like Daniel throughout the show, he's like always like trying to be like, oh, we'll work this out and like
He's trying to take the high road, the way
Yeah.
Miyagi taught him.
yeah, he's like trying to be like Mr. Balance. Like you got to find that balance, but at the same time, throughout the show, he's just like you can't do anything with Cobra Kai because they're bad and like
I mean, that kind of is like the main theme of the show at this point, where you kind of realize, like, oh, it's all about the balance between the extremes of Cobra Kai and the Miyagi-Do,
yeah,
and the characters that kind of reach that balance succeed.
yeah,
Like when Hawk found the balance between Hawk and Eli, he freaking won the Boys All Valley tournament.
yeah.
And he found the balance between the Cobra Kai and the Miyagi-Do and even the Eagle Fang of it all.
And like yeah, just to jump ahead, like the finale of the show, of course, is Hawk versus Robbie in the tournament. But before that fight actually happens, like Robbie has to fight Kenny, and he kind of just goes like a little too hardcore on Kenny because like Kreese is like, oh, you could do better, and then like he kind of just like, why did I do that? Like. Just like demolishes him. So like his head's kind of not in it when he's fighting Hawk, but he's still like really good. And then
I mean, Hawk got a fire lit under him when when he rekindled his romance with that Moon girl.
yeah,
And he's just like, I'm gonna fuck everybody up. And he just stomps Kyler.
yeah. It's interesting too because when Hawk and Robbie fight, like Hawk, like he's doing like the Miyagi-Do at this point in the show, but then like he finds a way to combine the two styles, and it's a really good choreographed fight. Honestly, like the finale, I was like, "This is some good shit."
Yeah.
Like, this is legitimately awesome.
I like their fight a bit more than the Sam Tori fight.
Yeah, That was a little uneven, honestly.
I mean, it was fine, but it wasn't as like didn't have that epic feel that the first fight had.
Yeah.
They kind of blew their load with the first fight.
It
But-
escalates in such a ridiculous way. They're fighting each other shirtless.
I love the referee's
finale.
reaction because like
Yeah.
Robbie's shirt gets ripped, so he just like takes Yi off and just throws it. Eli looks at the ref. Ref's like, oh, and Eli's like, all right, fuck it.
It's like such a like. All right, we're doing this like men.
We're doing this blood sport style.
Yeah, they're fighting each other shirtless in the finale of this like kids karate tournament.
That's what makes it so absurd and funny.
And one kid has a giant hawk tattooed on his back. Like I said, it's cool, but so dumb. Like,
I mean, look at where it came from.
I know.
This show is kind of better than it has any right to be. It's the Karate Kid universe.
Yeah.
I'm sometimes flabbergasted by this show because it's so good. It's treated with such care and attention. And I'm just like, I don't understand. How does Karate Kid get this much love and affection? It got treated better than Star Wars did.
Oh my god. Let it go, Bill.
I did let it go.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I can't bring it up.
Yeah.
It's just weird that the Karate Kid sequel series is better than the Star Wars sequel series.
It's probably the best of any sequels I can think of off the top of my head that are like, here's something that happened like decades ago, and then we're going to do a sequel to it, and it's actually good.
Creed.
Creed. I guess it's this and Creed. If they have to
I like
do...
Jurassic World,
Jurassic World, okay.
but yeah, there's not that many because a lot of them just suck.
Yeah.
How many times are they going to do it with Halloween?
Yeah. But I don't know. It's interesting. It works so well for whatever reason. I don't know. What other things should we talk about for season 4?
Set up for season 5, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Like, Miguel runs away from home.
To go find his father, who's either a drug kingpin or just some kind of crazy karate man.
Yeah, I mean... Like, you think, like, he's going to Mexican. Okay, his dad's, like, a drug, like, cartel guy. But then it's, like, it's the Karate Kid universe, as you said to me. And
Yeah.
I'm like, right, so I guess he could be a Brazilian jiu-jitsu fighter or something.
I don't know. It's the Karate Kid universe. You gotta have karate in there somehow.
Underground cage fighting in the jungle or something.
Yeah, probably. Who the hell knows? But yeah, I wonder if that storyline is also just like a sneaky way to have him maybe be missing for a chunk of season 5 because he's got to go film a Blue Beetle movie.
That's true.
Just a thought I had.
Yeah, I was wondering too if we were gonna see that like change because like the kid who plays Miguel, you know, he's pretty fit, but like I'm sure when he plays Blue Beetle, he's gonna get like, you know, that superhero jacked.
I mean, he kind of was already looking it.
Yeah, he was. They were trying to cover it up, but
Yeah.
I did notice he is significantly a bit bigger.
Yeah, because he was always kind of lean. He was always kind of scrawny. But now it's
Yeah.
just like, I'm not playing a superhero. Definitely
Yeah.
not.
Yeah,
He's also older too, because he was like 16, 17, I think, when they first started making this
that's
show.
true. And there was
Now he's an adult.
yeah, there's kind of a break in between, like, I guess, like, filming for this season because of obvious reasons. And because
Yeah.
I guess it's only 4 seasons.
Well, and also,
They're-
like, the show started in, like, what, 2018? So it's been, like, 4 years.
Yeah.
So everybody's a little older.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, too, because I guess they're supposed to be still juniors in high school.
But yeah, they go to
because-
junior prom.
Yeah, because they could do one more All-Valley under-18 tournament.
Depending on how old they are.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why you introduce some of these younger characters like Kenny and that debate girl, and even potentially bringing Anthony into the Miyagi-Do. It's just like, well, these kids aren't going to be kids much longer, so we need some more kids.
Yeah. And then I guess, like, the people we were following, like, Robbie and Miguel might go into, like, the teaching role or helping, like,
Unless
Johnny.
they introduce an over 18
Yeah.
tournament,
That would be... Wouldn't it over 18 just be, like,
an adult tournament.
professional, like, MMA?
Not necessarily.
Well, like, you know, there's, like, I don't know what to call it besides, like, minor league, like, MMA type of stuff.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not the right person to ask about that.
My cousin did it.
Well, good for him.
Yeah,
I'm sure he could beat both of us up.
he can.
And I'll sneak behind him with the chair. Because I don't fight fair. I fight dirty.
That's probably the only way you could win against a guy like him.
Well, to be fair, I was taught to win. and not like I never fought competitively when I did martial arts. There was none of that.
Yeah.
So my training was just simply fastest way to end a fight, which is why, much to my friend's annoyance, my fists and feet would often aim a little low. Not intentionally, it just kind of happens instinctively.
Yeah.
Instinctively.
It is funny because we both have like martial arts experience. We both like did martial arts for a long time. We're not gonna like lie and say we're black belts, but like we both got like pretty close in our schools.
I got closer.
You were closer than I was, but I was getting there. Yeah, life got in the way. I couldn't finish up. And weirdly enough, we both did it as adults.
Well, I started in middle school and I went to early college.
Yeah. And I actually did do it in middle school, but then stopped. Then came back when I was an adult, got even further than when I was a kid, but then had to stop because of like work reasons and traveling too much for work.
I almost did it once as a little kid, but in my demo classes, I didn't get taught any punches and kicks, and I was like, screw this, I'm out of here.
Yeah. get what do they call it? Turtle belts?
I don't know what
At my karate school, it was like the little kids, like the 5 and 6-year-olds, turtle belts.
I mean, I was a little older than that.
Oh, okay.
I was like sometime in elementary school.
Oh,
and it was actually the karate school you eventually went to.
Right.
But all I wanted to learn, but we didn't. They didn't teach me that. I went 3 times. I didn't even learn a single kick.
Yeah, it's
and that
like
was
rolls.
Yeah, I didn't want that. I wanted to show me let me learn how to punch and kick. Let me learn. I want to do the things that I saw the Ninja Turtles do, obviously.
Yeah, but it's interesting, and karate's fun. It's an awesome thing to do.
It's good exercise. It's good cardio.
I would love to return someday and like finish up what I started.
I mean, my school is long gone, but I could never pick up where I left off. But I do like to just like shadow box occasionally.
Yeah.
Just to
practice your katas and all that jazz. But my school actually did do the type of fighting they did for the tournaments, like with the point sparring.
We tried it every once in a while, but mostly sparring was just practice fighting.
Yeah, because my school was bigger, and they actually did have a legit tournament that like they would have every year, and I never went, mainly because of like it just always was when I was working, and I was just like, I'm an adult, can't do this, even though they had like I was in an adult class, but it was before I was just like, I have the type of adult job that I can have time for this type of stuff.
Yeah. Just my school that I went to just emphasized learning to take a hit and give a hit.
Yeah.
So I learned to fight.
Yeah.
And defend myself.
Exactly.
That was the whole point.
But yeah, karate is cool, and it's fun to see something karate related and actually it being pretty popular, which is kind of neat.
Yeah. Like I said, it's better and more successful than it probably has any right to be, because this was a dead franchise.
It really was.
They tried to like breathe life into it after the 3rd one with the girl, next Karate Kid.
Right.
That did not do well, so that ended that. And then they tried the remake with Will Smith's kid, and I think it did okay at the box office, but nobody cared, and they never made a follow-up.
Yeah, I remember, I've only seen it once. I remember I liked it. I couldn't tell you shit about it.
I've never seen it. All I've heard is like it follows more or less the same beats as the original.
Yeah.
Except it's in China.
Yeah, he's like in Hong Kong.
And he's learning kung fu and not karate.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah, there's a huge difference.
I mean, for one thing, because karate's Japanese.
Yeah. Like kung fu's kind of like the opposite of karate. Like karate's considered like a hard style martial art.
The weird thing is
means like your stance, but kung fu is something else.
Yeah. I mean, the crazy thing is, like, because of that reboot, like, Will Smith has, like, some kind of hold or whatever on the Karate Kid franchise, and he is technically an executive producer on this show.
That's insane.
It's weird.
I wonder if Jaden and Jackie will show up in season 5.
No. They've shot that down, saying that's different continuity.
Okay.
They said that, like, anything...
Different universe.
Basically. They basically said it's like, if Mr. Miyagi was in it, it's canon to this.
Okay.
So, next Karate Kid, canon.
Interesting.
I don't know. I mean, that's one of the few, like, in terms of, like, stuff from the past that they could pull, is, like, pulling that character, the girl from Next Karate Kid, is, like, one of the few little things that they could do. There's, like, her, and then, like, there's Daniel's rival from the 3rd one, who was, like, Terry Silver's protege or some shit.
Okay.
Though, I don't know if you would have him as like another, because they even kind of, he's been mentioned by name at least once. And they kind of alluded to, like, in this season where Daniel's wife is like, oh, please tell me you don't have any more karate rivals from your past. And Daniel's like, no. Well, and she's like, oh, God. So it's just like, you could bring him in as like another like potential rival, but I still maintain it would be hilarious if he shows up in the present day and he's just a normal, well-adjusted adult who hasn't done karate since he was a kid.
Yeah.
And he's just got like, what?
He's like, I'm done with this.
I can't. I got a bad back. I don't do that shit anymore.
Like, I've got like young kids and stuff.
Dude, I got a job. I can't lose it. I can't lose my 401k. What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Yeah.
Just like bring him in. I think that'd be the funniest thing to do.
Just gives a dose of reality to this.
Absolutely.
It's just like, what? You mean like from like 40 years ago?
You guys just, what? What?
I know a lot of people, like, I want, like, the girl from the next Karate Kid to be in there just because, like, they're like, oh, it'd be cool if, like, she trained Tori or something in the next season. But...
I mean, Hilary Swank...
Is she, like, super famous or something?
Yes.
Okay.
She's been, like... She might have an Oscar.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they probably can't afford her.
I think she's expressed an interest in doing it, though.
Oh, okay. Well, if she wants to do it, then that would be awesome.
Yeah. I mean, they just gotta... I think it's just simply a matter of they're not gonna shoehorn it in.
Yeah.
These writers seem to have integrity. They'll like, if it works for the story, we'll absolutely try to do it. Like when they waited till season 3 to try to get Elizabeth Shue in.
Yeah.
It worked for the story and they brought her in. And she was totally game for it.
She was the love interest from the first
yes.
movie, right?
Yeah, she came back in season 3.
Right, and it was just kind of like, hey, how's it going? Okay, see ya.
Pretty much. And that could totally be what they do with Hilary Swank's character. Like, she's in like 1 or 2 episodes at best.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting just to see her have a conversation with Daniel as they reminisce about Miyagi.
Yeah, because, I don't know, the way it seems like in the show is like Mr. Miyagi was like kind of like a really big part of Daniel's life, even continuing past like the movies and everything.
Yeah, they emphasize him being like a surrogate grandfather to like Sam, and there's a little moment this season where Anthony's like, I didn't even really know the guy. I was like a baby when he died or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
In a lot of ways, I think he was almost speaking on behalf of like the younger fans of this who maybe they never really saw the original Karate Kid movie. So Miyagi's just sort of this ghost that sort of like exists in this world. It's like this Miyagi guy. I have no feelings for it towards this person.
I mean, they've showed enough clips of him.
Oh
that,
yeah,
like,
but it's not the same as watching the movie and like getting to know the character. So if you've just watched this, that's all that character is. He's just a series of clips and memories.
Yeah, and I guess next season 2, his Japanese rival he's teaming up with.
Yep.
Because there's like the bet where it's so weird. It's like if you lose the tournament, you can't teach karate anymore.
No, I don't think he's honoring that bet, and I'd be shocked if Johnny did too, especially because the bet was with Kreese, and Kreese got arrested.
Yes.
Because Terry Silver framed him for assault.
Yes.
That stupid Stingray character.
Worst character in the show.
By far.
We hate him.
We probably hate him because he's technically also the millennial representation in the show.
Yeah.
He's the only one, and he's the worst.
He sucks.
So terrible.
Yeah.
He's a overgrown man-child.
Yeah.
Because it's like, this show's weird, because it's like, you have a couple boomers in like Silver and, what's his name, Kreese.
Yeah.
And then you have some Gen Xers in Daniel and Johnny, and you got like the Zoomer generation with all the Karate Kids, as it were. And the lone millennial is this fuckwit Stingray.
I know. It's like, come on.
Our generation, people had a low opinion of our generation, but fuck, man.
It's not our fault we keep getting screwed over.
Yeah. Leave us alone.
Yeah, seriously.
You fucker.
We're doing the best we can.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, what can we do? We're not in charge. We're also not screaming enough on Twitter, I guess.
Sure. Well, who knows? But the Karate Kid Cobra Kai show.
Absolutely.
Well, it's really good.
Definitely.
You should go watch it. It's ridiculous, but ridiculous in a good way.
Absolutely.
And you don't need any knowledge of the previous movies.
Well, they fill you in as what you need to know, but it might make you want to revisit them.
Yeah.
And just know that only the first one seems to be well regarded. Somewhat, maybe the second one, third one, fourth one.
Maybe we should watch them one day.
Yeah, I want to.
Yeah.
I just haven't gotten around to it. But I definitely will.
All right.
All right.
That's the Out of Touch podcast this week.
Absolutely. Strike first!
Dick!